first one, and I'm going to describe it to you, and I want you in your workbook to start making some notes about, oh yeah, they did this and they did that. Just again, to help as part of the processing, but also for the next section when we look at what their weaknesses are. So the first one is the blamer. If you've ever tried to tell a significant other that you're unhappy or hurt or angry about something that they did, and somehow you find yourself taking care of their unhappiness, hurt or anger, you're dealing with a blamer. So you know those conversations where you say, oh God, I was really, really upset that that happened. They will turn it and go, well, I'm really upset that this had happened and I can't believe that you're bringing that up now. That's a blamer. You find yourself comforting them instead of getting comfort yourself. Even worse, you'll feel bad at yourself for being so selfish that you brought up something that upsets your partner so much. Needless to say, your initial concern gets lost as you remorsefully take care of your partner's feelings. So have a look through and see if you remember any of those, if that rings true to you. Whenever you try and raise something with a blamer that they have done which has upset you, they somehow manage to twist it round and turn it so it all becomes your fault. They use deflection, which is an intense focus upon an antagonism towards the legitimacy of your actions, feelings and beliefs. And it's an intense misdirection of attention away from their real actions. So it's smoke and mirrors. That's how I tend to call it. So it's don't look over here at what I'm doing. Here, look at what you've done. You've done this. And it's a tactic and an instinct. It's how they've survived. So any attempt to talk about feelings, behaviour, or any emotions are met with a barrage of arguments and blame. And it can produce a climate of contentiousness that takes over any situation, almost like a battleground for whose feelings matter the most. And 9 times out of 10, you will lose that battle. So like I say, make a note. What do you think? Are you dealing with a blamer? Oh, just will say at this point, you might find that all of them, there's characteristics in all of them, and that's fine. That's why there's a space for you to write them down. So the next one is the covert abuser. Covert abusers keep their grandiosity hidden and actually only present an apparent vulnerability to the outside world. So they'll present as a bit of a martyr. They systematically manipulate your mind and emotional responses using ongoing secret mind games such as gaslighting, evasion, feigned ignorance. So, oh, I didn't know that would bother you. Blame shifting, what we've just sort of talked about, in as much as it's someone else's fault. It's anyone else's fault but theirs. Word twisting. So you might say that you're angry and they twist that to, you might say that you're upset and they will twist it so that they say, well, you're angry at me. And say, I'm not angry, I'm upset. No, you're angry. They use covert aggression. And because they're hard to detect, describe or confront, you can sometimes end up looking like you're the problem because they are so, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That only when you've been with them a long time that you start to see that this is all part of their behaviour. The abuser uses the pretense of love and care to make sure that their subtle covert tactics are off the radar and hidden. To anyone else, they will seem like the nicest person on the planet. But the truth is that they're not. It's all about their own game. They know all the right things to say and exactly what you need to hear. They're skilled at appearing empathetic and trustworthy. But again, it's about looking past that for the patterns and making sure that you see them as a whole. The bully. The bully is aggressive, self-aggrandizing, exploitative, and extreme delusions of grandeur and a need for attention. They put everyone down and use brute force, verbal or even physical, to get their own way and can be highly intimidating. Everything has to be done their way. You probably would have felt quite fearful in that relationship, which obviously they would love, and arguments could well have got threatening or physical. The final one is the malignant abuser. And this type of person, abuser, has elements of an antisocial personality disorder, as they thrive on seeing other people suffer. And they'll have taken great delight in reducing you to tears or getting you to beg for something. They are sadistic. They disregard the law and violate the right of others. They've often got criminal records of assault, fraud, those kind of things. Anything that there is an actual physical human victim that they'll have on their record. They are deceitful, manipulative, impulsive, hostile, irresponsible, and remorseless. They'll often have a criminal record for assault. These people are on a quest for power and control, and they love the admiration of others and use it as a tool to dominate and manipulate. They think everything is within their rights and that they are justified to behave however they want. There's no guilt, no apologies, no remorse coming from them. So have a think, which one of those do you think is the most prevalent in your case? Next what you should do is we're going to look at the level of severity, and if you do the quiz below, then that will give you an idea. And then when in the plan and prepare section, we're going to use that information.